My name is Walanda Whitaker. My professional title is assistant principal, and I've been in education for 17 years. I originally was born in Bitburg, Germany. Then I moved to Nebraska due to the fact my dad is in the Air Force and military. After I lived in Nebraska, once he retired, about the age of 5 or 6, I moved to San Antonio, Texas, and been residing there since. In Nebraska, I probably was one of 2 Black students in my class. It wasn't very diverse in the sense of, as far as people of color, it was majority a white population. And once again, I probably was one of 2 Black students. As far as once I moved to San Antonio, I originally was culture shocked because I had never seen a Mexican American person. So for me, I hadn't seen a lot of people who of Mexican descent. As far as Black people, I developed more Black friends once I got to San Antonio. I did see it was more diverse from where I originally was from in Omaha, Nebraska. I was not very sexually active before I became pregnant. I missed my menstrual cycle about a month. Ended up taking a test and, well, surprised. As far as the relationship with my baby's father, we were very good friends at the time. I'd known him since middle school. The end. Next. My biggest fear about being a single Black mom would have been not being able to provide for my child, or my child not having a successful life because of how young I was at the time. Once you have someone who's dependent on you, it's no longer about you, so you want to do the best in everything that you can do for that individual. So to me, it's just not about me anymore. It's about my child. So whatever is going to help them be successful, that's all I needed to keep me motivated. My goals before I was pregnant were primarily the same. Like, I always had goals to go to college, pursue a degree. Typically at first, before my senior year, I was more into the nursing field or being a lawyer or a doctor. And then after my pregnancy, again, those goals did not change as far as getting my education, but I did go a different route as far as what I wanted to become, due to the fact that becoming a doctor would take more time in school, and I felt like time was crucial. As far as the birth of my child, what initially happened first is I was in an argument with my baby's father at the time. I was driving. I had received a page to go back to his house, so I was going towards his home. I ended up making a left on a yellow light, and I was T-boned by a car. The car was totaled at the time. My baby's father ended up at the scene. I'm not really sure how that happened, but I was taken to the emergency room. I've always been a small stature. I was trying to explain to them because I was, bleeding from my mouth, my nose. I had cuts and bruises at the time, I think. And I told them I got in a car accident, but what I didn't explain to them at the time was I was pregnant. So I sat there for a while in the emergency room and then realized, okay, I probably need to mention that I'm pregnant as well. So when I went back up to the nurse's station to let them know I was pregnant, immediately kind of kicked it in high gear. I was thrown on a gurney and clothes were cut off, and an hour later, I ended up having an emergency C-section, and my child was born. Okay, one time that I messed up as a mother is that I locked my child into the car on a hot summer day. It's probably 100 and something plus temperature. My child was a baby at the time and was not able to unlock the car door, and the keys were in the car seat with the baby. I did have to end up calling the police department to knock out all my windows to get my baby out the car. As I look back as being a teenage mom, there's not anything that comes to mind that I would do differently. The things that I did do was keep myself motivated, kept going to school, pushed myself, pushed my child as well. Really have accomplished a lot of things that I think I may not have accomplished if I hadn't had someone else that I had to take care of. I'm not sure if my path would have been the same. My advice for a single Black teenage mom would be, you can't listen to the naysayers. You got to pursue your goals and your dreams. Yes, life is going to be harder, but you got to keep pursuing what you can accomplish. Things are harder, but you can still accomplish whatever you wish to accomplish in your life.